Hello everyone. So today I have another angel check-in for whatever you're walking through right now. We're going to look at what your angels want to talk to you about, what they're helping you release and receive, and how they're guiding you. And then we'll ground it with two self-care oracle cards at the end, so you know how to actually really live this message in your body. So position one is what your angels want to talk to you about today. And the card here is initiation. So you can see it on the card, a stairway leading up through an archway into light. And your angels are saying that you are not just spinning your wheels on the same level anymore. You're moving through a real initiation. Every stage of your life has brought you to this moment. And this feels like one of those sacred thresholds where you're being invited into a deeper level, a higher level of awareness and a deeper version of yourself. So your angels know some of the lessons you've been carrying have been intense, but they want you to see them differently now. They're saying this is an opening. For some of you, this initiation is unfolding through your work or through your creative path. For others, it's happening through your healing, your sobriety, or the way you relate to love and relationships. Whatever area of your life immediately comes to mind as you hear this, your angels are gently placing their attention there and saying, this is a staircase, not a dead end. Sometimes when we're climbing a staircase, we can only see the step we're standing on. We don't always see where it's leading until we've climbed much higher. Your angels are reminding you that growth often feels like uncertainty while you're living it. You don't always recognize an initiation until you're looking back and realize that it's changed you. They're inviting you to stop seeing your current challenges as evidence that you're failing and begin seeing them as passages that are expanding your strength, your wisdom, and your capacity to love. You don't have to rush through this doorway. You don't have to have every answer before you take the next step. You're simply being asked to keep climbing with as much awareness as you can, trusting that every step is carrying you into more truth, more peace, and more light than the one before it. And position two is what your angels are helping you release. And the card here is positive intention. And because this card is in the release position, this doesn't feel like your angels are asking you to release positive intention itself. It feels more like they're helping you release all of the old intentions that were planted from fear. The unconscious ones, the survival ones, the ones you may not have even realized you were living from. This card talks about how everything begins as a seed, a thought, a belief, a quiet agreement we make with life, a little decision about what we think we deserve. And your angels are not bringing this up to blame you for anything that has happened. They're bringing it up because you are in an initiation now. And initiations require you to become more conscious of what you are carrying forward. So for some of you, there has been an old pattern of saying yes when your body was saying no, or overgiving to prove your worth, making yourself easy to love by making yourself easier to abandon, or quietly expecting things to fall apart before they even have a chance to bloom. And your angels are saying those were intentions too. Not because you were trying to create pain, but because at one point fear may have felt like the safest place to live. And expecting disappointments may have felt safer than letting yourself hope. Preparing for rejection may have felt safer than letting yourself receive love. And shrinking may have felt safer than being fully seen. So positive intention in the release position is your angels helping you release the version of yourself that learned to aim your energy towards survival instead of joy. The version of you that kept trying to keep everyone else comfortable just so you could feel safe. The version of you that scattered your light on soil that never truly gave back to you. And this is where you start gently asking yourself, what am I agreeing to with my thoughts? What am I agreeing to with my words? And what am I agreeing to with my habits? Not from a place of fear or a place of trying to control everything, but from a place of realizing that you are allowed to plant something new now. You are allowed to stop living from the intentions you made when you were hurt, afraid, abandoned, overwhelmed, or just trying to get through the day. You can bless the past without letting it keep writing your future for you. And you can have compassion for the version of you who did what they had to do to survive, while still deciding that survival is no longer the energy you want to build your whole life from. Your angels are helping you release the belief that you are stuck with the harvest of old decisions forever. And you're not. You are allowed to choose again. You are allowed to become intentional again, not from fear, but from love. And not from scarcity, but from trust. And not from the belief that you have to earn your place in the world, but from knowing that your soul already belongs here. And that brings us so beautifully into position 3, which is what your angels are helping you receive. And here, the card is I Am Creator. And I love that this one is number 11. This is your angels opening your heart to a deeper level of your own creative power, but not in a pressured manifest or else kind of way. This is not about blaming yourself for every thought you have. It's not about micromanaging your mind or panicking every time a fear comes up. This feels much more grounded than that. Your angels are helping you receive the awareness that your focus, your self-talk, your choices, and your interpretation of life all have power. The guidebook for this card talks about becoming aware of the thoughts that move through you and asking, am I happy with this creation? And again, that is not meant to become another way to judge yourself. It's meant to become a doorway back into your power. Because for some of you, there has been an old habit of handing your power to outside authorities. Maybe you've waited for a partner to choose you before you feel chosen, or a parent to understand you before you feel valid, or a boss, a friend, a spiritual teacher, or even the world itself to give you permission to believe in who you are. But your angels are bringing you back to your own creative center. They are helping you receive the truth that you are not just reacting to life. You are co-creating with the divine in every moment. You create through the way you speak to yourself, through the way you interpret what happens, through the way you choose to show up again after disappointment, through the way you decide what a closed door means. Because one part of you may see a closed door and say, I failed, I was rejected, nothing ever works out for me. But the creator within you can begin to say, maybe I am being redirected. Maybe this is protection. Maybe this is making room for something more aligned. Maybe this is not the end of my story. And that is the shift your angels are helping you receive, not denial, not pretending everything feels good when it doesn't, but the ability to stand inside your own life and say, I still have influence here. I still have a choice in how I meet this moment. I still get to decide what kind of energy I bring into the next step. I Am Creator is your angels saying that you are ready to hold more awareness of your own power without collapsing into self-blame, because your power was never supposed to be a punishment. It was supposed to be a homecoming. They want you to receive the knowing that when your inner narrative begins to shift, your outer life can begin to rearrange around that shift too. Maybe slowly, quietly, maybe one small choice at a time, but it begins. You are allowed to hold thoughts of light, possibility, and compassion for yourself before you have visible proof. You're allowed to believe something new is possible before it has fully arrived. You're allowed to speak to yourself as if you are someone worth protecting, someone worth encouraging, someone worth loving through the entire becoming, because you are. And this is the initiation. You are not just walking into a new chapter. You are learning how to create from a new version of yourself. So position 4 is how your angels are guiding you right now. And the card here is Never Alone. And I love this card so much. On this card, you see someone with an angel standing quietly beside them. hands resting on their shoulders, light pouring down around them. And honestly, this feels like exactly how your angels have been walking through this whole initiation with you. Even if you haven't always felt them, they're guiding you through quiet moments, through synchronicities, through conversations that seem to arrive at exactly the right time, through repeating numbers, songs, dreams, the sudden feeling to turn left instead of right, the book that somehow says exactly what you needed to hear. None of it feels random. And for some of you, this initiation has felt incredibly lonely. You may be outgrowing old relationships, stepping away from environments that no longer fit, or realizing that parts of your old identities simply cannot come with you anymore. And there's part of you that wonders if choosing your truth means you'll end up alone. And your angels are speaking directly to that fear. And they're saying you have never been walking this staircase by yourself. We've been climbing beside you the whole time. And the guidebook for this card reminds us that we are surrounded by loving spiritual support even when we can't physically see it. Your angels want you to begin trusting that. Not because they want you to stop thinking for yourself, but because they want you to stop believing you have to carry everything by yourself. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you plant a new intention, every time you speak to yourself with more compassion, every time you choose to keep climbing instead of giving up, they are right there beside you, not taking the steps for you, but celebrating every single one you take. So when you step back and look at all these cards together, your angels are telling a really beautiful story. They are showing you that you are moving through true initiation, that they're helping you release the old intentions that were planted from fear instead of love. They're helping you receive a deeper awareness of your own creative power, remembering that your thoughts, your choices, and your inner dialogue all shape the life that you're building. And through all of it, they're guiding you with the reassurance that you have never been alone. Not at the beginning, not in the middle, and certainly not now. And now your angels bring in the 2 self-care cards. And because they don't want to just inspire you, they want to give you actual tools here that you can work with. So the 2 self-care cards that came out for you are Read and Ground Yourself. And these are practical ways you can support yourself while you move through this initiation. Read connects to the kind of input your mind is taking in right now. Your angels are asking you to become more intentional about what you let shape your thoughts while you're in this threshold. Because when you're going through an initiation, your mind is very impressionable. The stories you consume, the voices you listen to, the things you scroll through before bed, they all become part of the atmosphere you're trying to grow inside. Reading here is not homework, it's a doorway into new perspectives, new language, new worlds, new reminders of who you are becoming. For some of you, this might be a fantasy book that wakes up your imagination again. For others, it might be a memoir that makes you feel less alone, or a spiritual book that speaks the language of your soul and gives words to something you've been feeling but couldn't quite name. And your angels are gently nudging you to trade a little bit of doom scrolling for something that actually nourishes you. Maybe that looks like reading a few pages in the morning with your tea. Maybe it's 1 chapter at night instead of falling asleep to your phone. Maybe it's letting one book become a small ritual while you walk through this doorway. Let the words you take in right now become companions for your initiation. Let them reflect back your strength, your creativity, your capacity to change. Because if you are stepping into a new version of yourself, your mind needs nourishment that actually supports the version of who you're becoming. And the second self-care card is Ground Yourself. And this one connects directly to all of the light and awareness that came through this reading, because your angels don't want this message to stay floating above you. They want it to land in your body. Ground Yourself is about coming fully into the present moment. into your physical body, into the here and now, because you're integrating a lot right now. You're moving through an initiation. You're releasing old intentions. You're remembering your creator self. You're being reminded that you're never alone, and your nervous system needs to feel stable enough to hold that. So grounding might look like walking or standing barefoot on the earth, feeling the ground under your feet, imagining roots growing down into the soil from your feet. You can close your eyes and see those roots reaching all the way to the center of the earth, drawing up steady, warm, supportive energy. And for some of you, grounding is going to look very simple. Eating real, nourishing meals, especially foods that come from the earth. Root vegetables, hearty soups, things that make your body feel really held. It might be gardening, working with clay, sitting with trees, cleaning your space slowly, or doing anything that helps you feel present and real in your own skin. And your angels are saying that the more you ground, the easier it becomes to hear your inner guidance without spiraling. The easier it becomes to trust the next small step, because you don't have to understand the whole staircase. You just need to help your body feel safe enough to stand on the step you're on. Safe to be here, safe to receive and to grow. So when you step back and you look at this whole reading together, your angels are showing you that you are moving through a true initiation. They are helping you release the old intentions that were planted from fear, survival, and scarcity. They are helping you receive the truth of I am creator. Remember that your thoughts, your choices, and the way you speak to yourself all matter. And through Never Alone, they are reminding you that you have spiritual support walking with you through every part of this. And now they're asking you to support yourself in simple physical ways too. Read things that nourish the mind you are becoming. Ground your body so it can hold the light you are receiving. You are not behind. You are not invisible. And you are not doing this in the dark. You are being guided step by step into a life that can actually hold the truth of who you are becoming. So my name is Mason. I really hope this reading resonated with you or was healing in any type of way. If you did enjoy the reading, and if you're interested in joining me here on my journey, if you're new here, I would really, really appreciate it if you subscribed. So I love you so much. Bye.